हाँ, कोई प्रिपरेशन की बात नहीं माता जी, just yeah,
Yeah,
just yeah,
I'll
just go, yeah, as just reflect, and you can take 4 or 5 minutes to think. Okay, yeah, we can, you can just try to
yeah,
think if you want, yeah. um
I'll start, and then maybe if I want to add later something, I'll add pro.
sure
But
Mataji.
yeah, the thing that attracted me from Ishopanishad is the I feel the completeness, right? And as the right from the first verse, it says how Krishna is complete, how material world is also complete, and it is perfect. Usually, we think that. Um, like suffering and all that when we see, then we don't realize why it is perfect, right? How when there are so many suffering people suffering, things does not work the way we want or people want to say, then we think that, oh, there is something wrong, it's not a complete picture, or it's incomplete, or it's mismanaged, or something like that. But after reading this, that it helps me think that how things are perfect, how it's complete, and there is like it is meant to be like that. Whatever is going on, it's not that it's not that गड़बड़ हो गई ऐसा नहीं है. It is meant to be like that. And another thing that makes me think about myself is the quota, Prabhu. That is what the verse attracted me, that how much we should utilize, right? Even in like in nectar of instruction, it the verse atyahara, right? That is kind of connected here as well with the quota, that uh, how much uh, how much do we really need, and how much we are actually using. That's something that makes me think every time I'm doing anything.
That's very good, Mataji. Very good.
Like कि ज्यादा तो नहीं हो रहा है ये, is are we doing too much, are we doing too much of anything,
Mm-hmm.
spending, yeah, worrying too much about our retirement plans or all that stuff,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it every time it just makes me think that uh, uh, what is the purpose of all this? Are we
Mm-hmm.
utilizing too much than what we need? uh,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Okay, okay, okay. That's very nice, very nice. So, Mataji, so when you think of, you said that Lord is complete, how has it transformed you with your any thought process? For example, you said for the quota, right? That you think, oh, ज़्यादा तो नहीं हो रहा है, right? Am I doing over? So that's one thing, right? You have become more aware, and you are thinking about that. Um, is there any practical example of how the Lord is complete, which you are able to take in your life?
uh, how the Lord is complete. Just
That's
trying
okay.
to
That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay, Mataji. That's okay. Any,
uh,
that's okay. Any other
let
point,
me
Mataji? Yeah,
think
yeah, yeah.
about it and come back, bro.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, no worries, Mataji. No, yeah. I just thought that you might be having some. Any other point, Mataji, other than these two? Which,
No, bro, not
okay, these are the two
nothing
things which
so
has
far.
really impacted you. Okay,
Yes, yes,
okay,
bro.
okay. That's very nice, Mataji. Very nice. Vidyanath Prabhuji, are you in a position to talk or you are doing service?
Yes, Prabhu. Yes,
Okay,
Prabhu.
Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. One thing I got very much got a knowledge is after, like Mataji is saying, one of the thing, whatever Krishna has created, everything is whole and everything is perfect. The good thing about after going through the Tishopanishad, now when we see in that particular eye, whenever we see something now, everything feels perfect now. Because otherwise, earlier we used to feel, hey, why this is not good, why this is not correct, all these things. But if you put this particular knowledge in the center, whenever we want to see and whenever we want to visualize, whenever we want to interact, everything is perfect. We simply think that okay, we know something, someone doesn't know something. All the things are coming from Krishna, and everything is perfect. That's what even my takeaway also. Like Harivilas Maharaj says, even in Vidya also, he emphasizes that in the classes for the kids and all. Usually he says for kids and everyone, they should know Vidya and Avidya, because
Mm,
that was really a eye opener for me, because everything is required, and we should try to know what to use, what not to use, but nothing is wrong. That's the meaning of it.
mm,
uh,
mm,
that's what really attracted me, because it's a totally different way of thinking.
mm.
uh, this was very very good actually in that way.
Very nice,
That
bro.
is,
Very nice. Yeah, so it is very so basically you made it very practical. So what you're thinking now, whenever you think of anything or see anything, what used to look like, oh, why it is happening, like it's not perfect, why it is, and people make right, why this
yes,
person is behaving this way or that way. Now you can think that situation that this is a perfect situation. What can I learn from it, right?
correct, correct,
Very
correct.
that's very powerful, Prabhuji. Very powerful. Any other point, Prabhuji?
That's all from my side.
Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you for sharing that. That's
Prabhupada, come.
Prabhuji,
yes,
Hare
Mataji.
Krishna Prabhuji.
Oh, Mataji is there. Oh, okay. Yes, Mataji, please go ahead.
So one more I felt after your classes is like before I used to think, oh, I have so much work, I cannot do this, only this much only I can do. Now I feel anything that I cannot do when I see other devotees are doing. Now I see it's like something is shortcoming in me. I have to figure out how to do this rather than. Before I used to think, oh, this is only I can do, this much only I can do, I cannot do more. Now I have the humbleness to push myself. Okay, I can do more.
Okay, so and the connection with the Ishu Upanishad, Mataji, still I'm trying to get. So, which part of the Ishu Upanishad helped you with that thinking?
First one, Prabhuji.
First one. Okay. So you are thinking that hey, everything is complete. Lord is complete. The whole manifestation is complete. So Lord has given me enough power to do this also. I am also means I am, and that is really pushing you. Is that how you're trying to
Yes,
establish the connection?
Prabhuji. Yes,
Okay. That's very insightful, Mataji. Very insightful. Very good. A- any other thing, Mataji?
nothing.
Any other thing?
That's all, Prabhuji.
Okay. Right. Okay. Um, Anshika Mataji. So we are just going over the some reflection that what so if you just think about the issue Upanishad, the classes we have gone through, what are some of the key points which has stuck with us, and that has really impacted us. So that's the kind of reflection we are trying to do.
Yes, Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes, Mata.
So Prabhuji, for me, I was thinking one thing. Okay, Krishna, like there's also mention about the Krishna and the same teaching what is mentioned in the Bhagavad Gita.
Mm,
Um, Overall, so that connection, I mean, was little kind of reiteration for me that okay, there's one God, Krishna, and all teachings are coming from Him and
oh,
based on His instruction.
okay. So basically, kind of a supremacy of the Lord, right? You think that that is making your faith firmer. That Krishna is the supreme Lord. Is that what you're trying to say, or something else?
I mean, Prabhuji, I don't have doubt that Krishna is a supreme
Mm-hmm.
Lord, but
Mm-hmm.
the thing is, like the way I have grown up, so I have never seen those kind of uh, evidences, or I have not never spent my time reading those
Mm-hmm.
scriptures. So
Mm-hmm.
I so far I have like tried to understand the Bhagavad Gita and those classes I try to attend. This is first time I'm reading the another scripture that is the Isha Upanishad. So here also the same teaching or similar teaching, or the I mean the different way the Bhagavad Gita teaching references are mentioned. So that way is like kind of like uh, connecting those dots. and everything is connected, because Bhagavad Gita was said around like during uh, like what you call Dwapar, during that I mean
Mahabharat time,
Mahabharat
yeah.
time. Yeah, so I was thinking like during Ramayana also, like that time there was no Bhagavad Gita instructions. That time also there were like sages who were doing their reflections. They were like, it's all about the self reflection and coming. They were trying to find all this teaching by themselves, their self realization, all those things. And I think those time, I'm not sure if Isha Upanishad was before Bhagavad Gita. I think that was there. So I'm like that's why I was thinking like during Ramayana or before, like during Satyug and all those yug, how other Muni and Rishis were able to find those teachings, because right now we have scriptures and
Hmm.
we can
Hmm.
read as a references.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, so Mataji, so the first point is our scripture has always existed. Okay, so this is the Shabd Brahman. So as a knowledge, this knowledge always exists. Now, sometimes what happens when the parampara is broken, the knowledge appears to be lost. This is the sentence you would have heard. This is Prabhupada would say, knowledge appears to be lost. And so the Bhagavad Gita, for example, the knowledge always existed, even at the during the Ramayana time. And that is, we are talking about this day of the Brahmaji, this Kalpa. There are other kalpas, right? So we are in the 28th cycle of the Chaturvyuha. Um, so the four cycle, right? Satyuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, Kali Yuga. We are on the 28th cycle, right? So 28th cycle have already gone through, and then so this knowledge always exists. What happens when it appears to be lost? Then the Lord comes, or one of his incarnation comes, and then they try to reconvey the message. Okay, so this is so during the life of Brahmaji, during during the one day of the Brahmaji, Krishna comes. He himself comes. So this is the time when he himself came. Other time, this knowledge will be imparted because this is the cycle. All the time element, which is again Lord's energy, is created such that the things diminishes over the period of time. Okay, doesn't matter whether it's a Satyuga, Treta Yuga, it diminishes. Kali Yuga, it diminishes much faster because the time has contracted. While the other in Satyuga and Treta Yuga, the time is more expanded, right? So so it that's what has happened. So now to answer, so what you are discussing, this knowledge always existed. Issue Upanishad, it has always existed. Now in the latest, the when the Kali Yuga started arriving, that time, so before it was not in a written form, but our sages know that in Kali Yuga we were going to have a very flaky memory. We cannot remember. Before, the sages would remember the whole thing. The people who lived, they remember the whole thing. Okay, they had such a sharp memory. While right now we cannot do that. So that time Ved Vyasji came and he wrote all those stuff. Right. So this knowledge, and that's where he connects through his heart, connects through the Shabd Brahman, and he's writing through Ganeshji. Ganeshji writing, he is speaking. That's when all these scriptures were compiled and presented. And that's the scriptures that we are reading. So does it make sense, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, okay, okay. The other point I wanted to also make, see, as you are reading Bhagavad Gita, see, why we are not, why sometimes we are not able to understand the things. Is that normal?
Yes, Prabhuji. Like these things are like there are many things are like one thing what I realized. So I mean, first of all, Prabhuji, like I'm very very much inspired the way you have done the classes very regularly, and all devotees. I mean, even Bhagavad Gita class which I attend with the Brij Prabhuji, he's also doing the classes at the regular time, irrespective uh, how others are like, because like I struggle with my timetable, but like Mataji mentioned that uh, this Isha operation, like we all are complete. Those things, those reflection, practicing in my personal life is tough.
Okay, so that's the reason I'm bringing this topic. Why initially when we start, we don't have the strong determination? What is that thing which is causing that friction. And this is the Bhagavad Gita topic.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. Yeah, it is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita that determination is first step. Even Krishna also mentioned
Yeah,
that thing.
yeah. So, but what is causing that determination to be not firm?
I can say, Prabhuji, daily I change my mind with different priority. I
Why?
don't stick for a long time
Why?
with the same priority.
And you're not unique. It's not that you are unique. It's with lot of all of us. We have gone through the same thing, right?
Mhm.
Now everybody's in a different journey. So why is that we become so flaky, and our confidence, our determination wavers, right? So here or there. Should I go to the Mangal Arti, or I shouldn't go? Should I do the chanting? Should I complete to do chanting in one shot, or I shouldn't? Right? Should I means it always duality. Should I do this? Should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? Why is that? What is that phenomena that is causing this?
Yes, Prabhuji. I know one answer based on like in last 1 year, I have tried to increase my determination power. So one thing what I figured out that if I'm spending time in duality, should I do, should I not do? Instead of doing at that particular time, that helps. Instead of like giving a second thought, in that case, I fall that in that trap. Should I do? I want to do it? Do I want to do it later day? All those things, and finally, I'm not doing those things.
Yeah, so why, so that's the question I'm asking. Why? I'm just posing a question. Why?
Desire.
Okay, desire. Okay, so sometimes you see, we have desire also, right? That I want to go in Krishna consciousness, but wavering of the mind, right? It wavers. You say that, so I want to go for Mangal Arti, okay, but when I wake up early in the morning, mind says, no, 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 no. You have to first do japa, right? Why is that? So this is just an but there are other examples, right? We miss the
Faith is
class or
not
anything
firm.
like that. Why?
Faith is not firm.
Faith of
Yeah,
faith. Yeah,
main thing,
faith. Go ahead, Prabhu. Go
Prabhu,
ahead. Go ahead, Prabhu.
we need to have a always anything, we need higher desire, Prabhu. If you're having higher desire, you can automatically you will get interest to do that. That's what drives actually.
Higher desire. So higher desire is of
Higher
course
taste, higher
higher
taste.
taste. Right, right. So see, these things comes later. How the higher taste? Why for some people higher taste develops very fast. For some it takes a long time. Why is that?
Even that also I don't know, Prabhu, because even I am
So,
also searching that answer.
Association, previous
Uh,
life,
or
bhakti
maybe
continues from where you left.
okay, okay. So see, there is a simple answer. That's where this is a very pertinent, I think, pertinent topic. So before, okay, so let me do. I see Satandar Prabhu. I want to give him chance also to speak, but let's cover this point, not digress it. If okay, so maybe you'll get some clue. Is the eraser? Let's. Okay, so we are all here now. There is some force which is acting on us. What is that force?
Maya.
Maya.
Yes, and Maya, and what is the word which is used for Maya in Bhagavad
Force of
Gita?
material nature.
Yes, the three modes
mode
of
of nature.
Three
nature.
modes.
Three modes of nature. So this is so let's understand. Let's go through the our Bhagavad Gita understanding. Okay, so we are here. Maya is acting, and typically we are in which mode?
Mode of passion.
Mode
Mode
of
of
passion.
passion
Yeah,
uh,
ignorance.
or ignorance. Yes, or ignorance. Depending on our disposition and the time of the day, we are mostly in this. That's where we are. Okay, when the three modes are acting. Now, why determination for the higher test is not coming? Because passion and ignorance,
Mode.
is pulling us towards the material world. So this thing, this is the material world. So I'm just and let's say this is the spiritual world. Okay, so this is spiritual world. This is my material world. So now because the pull is there, I like to be in this area. Okay, even though I have got some faith. So initially, see how this starts. Faith. We have got some faith. We have to always start with some faith, and the faith is coming from where? To the previous life or current life. We have got some sukriti. We have heard the word sukriti, right? Sukriti. Everybody understands sukriti?
Sukriti's memory, Prabhuji.
No, sukriti is
The
we have
bias
got.
activities.
So is the we have been given a certain what do you call level to understand. So it's adhikar. In Hindi, it's called adhikar. So we have been given the adhikar. So we all have the adhikar that, oh, I am a spiritual soul. So I have adhikar to grow into the spiritual realization. While if I am a monkey, I don't have the adhikar. So I would never cross the path of coming into the spiritualization. Right? So adhikar is the level which has been given. So Sukriti comes through the Mahat, through the Mahatmas, right? So it comes through in the past life or this life, uh, Mahat Kripa. Okay, and Mahat Kripa comes because we did some seva, Mahat Seva. When that's the reason we want to always, whenever the um, spiritual being, the sons are coming, the saints are coming in our life. When we do that, we get Kripa. Okay, mercy. That adds to our Sukriti. That is what improves our faith. So this faith is not static. So initially we have this faith. As we are growing, this will become bigger. Then this will become bigger. This will become bigger. This keeps becoming bigger, bigger. Okay. The faith completes always keeps growing. As so how now? So this is we retract. So right, we started from how we are bound. What is where we started from a faith, right? Depending on whatever faith is. Now how we grow. So Bhagavad Gita talks about to grow in faith, right? We need we need some agent, some catalyst. What is that catalyst? It seems like a little vague question. I'm just trying to see that if there is a way I can hint you and
Anything which can motivate in a um, I mean, like
okay,
for example, for Karna, the catalyst was that he was not treated equally with respect. So
okay. So let me give you the answer itself. Okay. So we need knowledge and intelligence. Okay. And this is not the material knowledge, material intelligence. This is the spiritual knowledge. Okay. Spiritual knowledge and intelligence. Now let me ask the question. How do we grow the spiritual knowledge and intelligence? What is that thing which help us grow this spiritual knowledge and intelligence? So think this is chapter 5, Bhagavad Gita. This will give you the answer probably. So we are talking about Bhagavad Gita chapter 5. What was in Bhagavad Gita chapter 5? Or before that, what was in chapter 4? So this is spiritual knowledge and intelligence. This is chapter 4. BG chapter 4. Okay, BG 4.
So,
Now,
great
go ahead, Prabhu.
story sadhana, by doing sadhana and then reading scriptures,
Yeah,
asso-
so yes,
association.
yes. So now what the Bhagavad Gita says, this is Bhagavad Gita says. If you remember the chapter 2, this is Seva. So Seva was, it was, so Krishna said, Vevashitam Atmika Buddhir. Okay, so one pointed attention, focus, and doing the Seva. This is the Nishka. So basically, when we start doing the Seva, and if it happens at the Nishkama level, right, then that helps us. So even though everybody is reading Bhagavad Gita, some are getting it, they are doing the classes, some are doing the PhD in that. Why they are not growing? This is the answer. The answer is it's a realization. Realization is one which helps with the determination. Okay. So realization is the one which helps with the determination. So if we are not doing the seva, and this is the common, and this is now you can all relate. As we are all growing in our sadhana, like the number of rounds of chanting, the more determination that Gayatri Mata is telling that, oh, suddenly I thought that I cannot do the seva. Now I think I can do more seva, right? So what is happening as we are gaining this spiritual knowledge and our sincere desire? So now here connect, right? The desire has to be there. Otherwise, we won't even reach there, right? So desire is the beginning. It was the beginning stage, right? Desire was I had a desire, but I had so many impediments. Why impediments? Three modes are coming into the picture. I am on the material realm. I am in tamo and rajas, right? I'm in passion and ignorance. So that's pulling me. For me to get the realization, I have to come at what level? What is the level I have to come to?
Goodness, mode of goodness.
Unit,
Goodness,
unit,
yes, sattva.
unity come goodness. Yeah, good.
Yes. So, and to come to sattva, that's which leads to realization. We have to do the seva. Okay, so we have to make the star of this. This is the star of the show. That's the reason. If you're feeling that you're not having enough determination, the mind is wavering a lot. Because when we live in this world, what is the symptom? Symptom is duality. This is the symptom of material world. So we are experiencing it. That is a fact. Yeah, I am a material world. I am not in a spiritual world. I haven't been spiritualized yet. Okay. So I have to come to this level. I want to enter this realm, right? I want to enter to this realm. So we have to start doing the seva. Add more seva. If you think that it's not working out, add more seva. And and to do it, because the seva again, seva we all, oh, I want to sleep, I'm tired, I have a lot of work, those things will come. That's where this ABCD comes: association, book, chanting, diet. Okay, so these things will go together. Okay, ABCD and seva, these things together. So if my association is right, I have the classes, the regular classes. So these things are all working in parallel. I cannot sequence it and oh, this is the Svalli sequence. No, this what we have to understand in the principle where I am, passion, ignorance. Only way to go out of passion and ignorance is okay. Start reading the scriptures. But I am reading the scriptures at the tamas, at the rajas and tamas. I have to clean myself. To clean myself, I have to start doing the seva. When I start doing the seva, cleanliness is happening. Slowly I'm coming to sattva. Sattva I'm coming. Little faith is growing. Little faith, little determination is growing. Oh, little more propensity to do the seva is doing. When I do it, it goes in cycle. More, more realization. More coming towards the sattva. Right? This is what is running our train. Okay. Does it make sense?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So this is understanding of Bhagavad Gita. So basically what I covered from here actually, this is from chapter 2 to chapter 15. This is what I covered basically, Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 to 15. Practical understanding. Okay. Now, now let's try to connect with our Ishu Upanishad. So here I'll now I don't want to make it a class. This is about the reflection, right? So this is where I will invite Satinder Prabhu, your reflection, Prabhu. So reflection, we are not looking for the summary of the Ishu Upanishad. What we are looking for, what are the points which has really helped you grow as a sadhaka, right? Or the point, your takeaway point, some of the few points, whatever you can share, what comes in your mind.
I didn't prepare for this, Prabhuji.
There's no preparation required, Prabhuji. I have nobody is prepared. So that was by design. No preparation.
And
It just when you think, what comes in your mind?
so first of all, means very means matlab, not very well formed one,
Mhm.
means very rough one, I'll tell. Okay. So first of all, the understanding of the Supreme Lord, and then how it is how the Supreme Lord in each and everything, and then what we need to to do and don'ts for us to grow, and then the service seva that you mentioned are the very practical things that I'm focusing on. So during while reading Upanishad, I was able to do 16 rounds. Now actually I'm continuously doing 16 rounds for a long time. But someone told that you should not speak about it. But I'm speaking now. Yeah. So yeah.
So this 16 round you started while studying the issue Upanishad. Is there something which really inspired you, or you have been doing the 16 round before that?
No, I started only during last couple of months only.
Okay, so what was there something in the issue Upanishad that really inspired you to do that?
I'll say it is the process actually. Means Upanishad is part of that process, and while reading it, that conviction is that spiritual knowledge while reading, attending classes, help me to do it for
Okay,
sincerely.
okay. So basically, s- the knowledge of issue Upanishad, which is a
Mm.
spiritual knowledge, this re- helped you a little bit, right? Of course,
Yeah,
you're doing other thing already you were doing, but this was like a instrumental in
yeah,
some way, right? It was like a it pushed you a little bit, right? So
right.
that really helped. Okay, okay.
Yeah, so that means I was trying to do it for a long time, but as you say that maybe due to that material passion, the seva that is not there, we were not in right platform probably. But while just hearing continuously and understanding the importance of the whole process, I was able to do that. That is one thing. Yeah, and then so that's the one of the biggest thing that I able to do then.
That's very good. So your conviction grew. A
Yeah,
conviction, the issue
conviction.
Upanishad improve your conviction. That's very
Right.
good. I think Anshika Mataji was also trying to say similar thing, and she was that's where she was mentioning that her faith wavers here and there, and yeah, okay, okay, definitely. So this is the issue Upanishad. You see, it also takes us to the highest knowledge. How the Bhagavad Gita ends? What is the highest knowledge Bhagavad Gita gives?
Means knowing Supreme Lord, and then the knowledge, and then the bhakti that we need to engage all of us for the
Krishna
Supreme.
says, see, Krishna says very specific, like some a few verses in chapter 18.
Sarvasya
Just
Yes,
surrender.
yes. Just surrender, abandon all variety of religion, just surrender unto me.
Hmm.
Okay, that's what Krishna says, which is means unflinching love. Surrender means unflinching love for the Lord. Okay, unflinching love of the Lord, which in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's word is pretty high standard. And this high standard is there is one paragraph in Sikshastakam. There are 8 paragraphs in Sikshastakam. Which paragraph is the pinnacle of that which Chaitanya in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu talks in Chaitanya Sikshastakam? Anybody?
Uh, the way for me, I see it's more on like a straw. Prabhu says, even I'm so I'm insignificant, like a less than a straw or something. That's very touching for me, actually. I don't know
Hmm.
this.
Okay. So this is the. I'm just trying to find. Okay, it's the last paragraph. Pinashtumam. So I'm just trying to get the first word. It says Pinashtumam. Um, Basically, I'm just trying to pull it now. Uh, what is telling that? What Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is telling that even if you come and hold me very tightly, even if when it hurts, right? When you hold me tightly, I don't leave you. That's the kind of surrender. And sometimes Krishna, like when we are playing with the kids, our own kid, sometimes We do rough housing. Use the word rough housing. You know what rough housing is? Roughly playing with your kid, right? Sometimes we, will will cut their skin and they will cry and then we'll hug them, or sometimes we'll fight like as if we're trying to fight, right? We throw them in the air, then catch them, right? So it's kind of little rough play. It is a play, but it's a rough play. It's called rough housing. Okay, so that's sometimes while playing with us, Krishna test us, right? Like it will be little rough housing. Still, our faith and our love doesn't waver for Krishna. That's called surrender. Surrender means my master can do anything or everything with me, but my love is not going to waver from him or her. You understand? Surrender is it's a very, 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 very means powerful thing, right? And our surrender to Krishna is very light. We want to surrender, but we haven't really surrendered. If we would have surrendered, then our whole life would have changed by this time. I would have been in a complete spiritual realm, right? This is the realm I would have gone into. This is the realm I would have gone into. Okay, but we are playing here, so this is a good place to be. Okay, this is the good place to be. We want to be there as much as possible. But what happens? Sometimes we are here, sometimes we are here, sometimes we are here, sometimes we are here. And so slowly, what we have to learn to grow this pie. This pie has to grow, right? More growth like this, and more growth. And then, even while I'm in the material world, there is a whole spiritual world. So I am in the material world from outside, but my disposition has changed so much that I am living as if I am in the spiritual world, and I'm just there's other than Krishna, there is nothing. Other than Krishna, there is nothing. That's what it is. Okay. So what it says, Ashlishya va padaratam pinashtu mam adarshanam marma hatam karotu va yatha tatha va vidatu lampato mat prananathastu eva napara. So what is the meaning? I know no one but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so. Pay attention here. He shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipable Lord unconditionally. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who came to teach us the pinnacle of love to the Lord. Okay, so now connecting to, so that was the final message of Bhagavad Gita. What is the final message of Isha Upanishad? What is the last section? Last section of Isha Upanishad. What is the theme? So we start
Prayer.
prayers. Yes, Mataji, prayers, prayers. So last four verses is prayers. 15, 16, 17, 18. And what the author is telling in the prayers to Lord Krishna.
Please lead me to the right path to reach you. That
Yeah, so he starts with that. There's lot of lights. That please remove this Hiranmaya, right? The light. Please remove this, and please show me your face. And then from there he says, please show me yourself completely. Please remove this light. So there is the again the final word is I want to love you. I want to see you in prataksha. They see we have to rely on Shabda to grow in spiritual. But this Prataksha is very powerful. We cannot see the Lord Prataksha because we don't have the right body, right eye, right attitude to see the Lord. Okay, but we all want to do that, but we don't deserve it today. So we rely on the Shabda. Oh, this is what the Lord is. So we have to see the Lord and His message through our Shabda. Shabda is our eyes. As but when we grow, then we are given the Adhikar, Sukriti, where we can interact with the Lord in person. And then that time, loved is not only the Shabda. The Shabda, the whole our world becomes Krishna. There's nothing other than Krishna. Okay, and that time the Lord manifests in front of our eyes. That's what the Isha Upanishad final verses are saying. Okay, so it starts with the vision. So in summary, Isha Upanishad, if you just quickly let's quickly one liner. First verse, the invocation is about the Lord's
Completeness.
completeness. Okay, first verse,
Purna, right? Purna
Isha
one.
principle, quota.
kota, kota, Isha principle.
Isha principle.
Okay, kota. Second verse,
Follow the Isha principle,
if you follow once follow the Isha principle, then one can live for
100 years.
hundreds of years without incurring
Any sins,
any karma, any
karma.
bad karma or good karma, akarma. So basically, one can live for hundreds of years in akarma mode if one follow the Isha principle. And the third is
If you don't follow it, then you will be entangled in the
yes,
repeated
you
cycle.
then one is doomed. We'll keep following in the middle pool. Okay, then fourth and five verse. It was
It
about
talks
the
about dummy God and the inconceivable potencies of the Lord.
yes, inconceivable potency of the Lord. Right? How Lord is inconceivable. This is knowledge. So this is basically the knowledge about the Lord. We are trying to think the Lord in terms of me, who we are, but we cannot. There is no comparison in terms of the potency of the Lord, Lord's potency and our potency. There are some similarities. What we desire, we want. We also want the Ananda. Lord is also looking for the Ananda because we are part and parcel of the Lord, right? So Lord is in the fourth and five, it talks about the Lord's inconceivable potency. How Lord is the bigger than the biggest, smaller than the smallest, he's far, he's near also. So we talked all those stuff, right? So four, five. Then what was six, seven, eight?
Prabhu 6 says, one who sees everything in relation to the God does not hate anyone because he sees
Right.
same Paramatma in everyone.
Right. So six verse talks like, okay, now you have understood about the Lord, right? Inconceivable. So first we understood what is our principle, how to live, and now we understood who the Lord is. Then is how to utilize that and live that life. So this is the Jiva's relationship with the Lord, right? When it happens, then they are how they are looking at the world. So that's sixth and seventh.
Um, we should see everyone as a spiritual source. Uh, yeah, then there will be no illusion or anxiety
Yeah.
if
So
we
this is
see
the
everyone as a
yeah this
spiritual
is in
source.
the relationship between the Jiva to the Jiva. So six is Jiva to the God. Seven is Jiva to Jiva. If we see that we are all part and parcel, we are all related, we are brother and sisters, then this envy, competition, jealousy. Oh, he or she did this or that. My relative did this or that. My husband does this or that. My wife did this and that. Goes away. Okay, so see how these are things are helping with the duality, reducing the duality, impact of duality on our life. So that is seven. What was eighth, Mataji? Eighth, I am also not able to remember. The transcendental Lord is fulfilling all our desire accordingly. Okay. Eighth is the transcendental Lord is fulfilling all our desire accordingly. So how everything which is happening in our life is due to the Lord's mercy. If we think from that angle, then what will happen? What is the impact of that? Impact is humbleness. So our false ego will start diminishing. False ego reduces. Okay. So this is, if we can see that, see, my ability to walk, my ability to talk, my ability to sing, my ability to do seva, my ability to distribute books, my ability to cook, everything is the mercy of the Lord. Do we think that way? Right? We have to start thinking that way. So if we think of every moment how Lord is allowing us to do, then our connection with the Lord will grow, will become more humble. It's not my ability. I am not muscular. I am not beautiful. Lord has given me those attributes. It's the Lord mercy. He is so kind. He has given me this wife, that husband, that child. There's a reason why I have got this husband, that wife, and that child. Right? So Lord is fulfilling all our desires accordingly. Cool. Okay. Then what is next section?
Vidya versus avidya.
Yes. So ninth was about. Verse 9 was about.
Vidya about rejecting the form of the Lord is worse than uh, avidya.
Yeah. So here it goes into the definition. What is the real Vidya? Right. So here it talks about that Vidya is better than Avidya. But Avidya is better than Vidya when the Vidya is material Vidya. Then that is Avidya is better. If we call the material knowledge as Vidya, then Avidya is better. Because why? Why?
It gives simplicity and
Because Prabhu,
humbleness.
it
Yeah.
pulls us away. The material Vidya pulls us away from Krishna. That's the reason it's worse than Avidya. Avidya is simplicity, right? To simplicity, I just don't know
Mm.
about that. Oh, Krishna is the Lord. But if somebody tells me, I'll hear, right? So they are the common villagers. Nobody has told them, so they get pulled in any direction. But somebody tells them, then they become very good devotee. But somebody who's living in a city, who is a PhD, it's very hard to become a devotee because they are taking everything from the perspective of material world. So that is the text 9 is about the vidya. What is real vidya and how to think think of the vidya, right? What is better? And then the 10 was
The result of vidya and avidya.
yeah, result of vidya and avidya. Yes, result of vidya and avidya. And 11,
It says we have to balance both.
yes,
Very
that
important.
very this is very powerful that we have to balance both. We and why? What is the practical? How to think about it practically? Why avidya is needed in our life?
So that we can deal with that, Prabhuji. And so, if that
Deal.
comes, then, yeah, yeah.
Okay, so deal with, I suppose what you mean is basically we become more aware that Vidya is attacking me, right? So it's more awareness.
Right.
So that way we can protect ourselves. That's one thing. What are some of the other advantage of knowing the Vidya?
You mean Avidya?
Yeah, the material knowledge. So
Mm.
Vidya, see, balance between Vidya and Avidya means balance between spiritual. So spiritual knowledge is called Vidya. Rest everything is Avidya. all the material knowledge comes into the category of avidya. So we have to learn about the spiritual knowledge, but we don't hate material knowledge. We use it appropriately. And one of the use of appropriately is knowing that, hey, this world is all sensory. It pulls me all the time. It tells me that, oh, what's in it for me? So whenever I become more aware that, oh, I'm getting pulled in, I'm getting angry, it means that there was some self-interest involved. And that most probably, right? And that's the reason it's pulling me. What is the self-interest I'm thinking? Oh, my wife really criticized me and that hurt my false ego. Okay, that's what has happened. So slowly I'm becoming more aware. When I'm becoming more aware, I know that how to safeguard myself. So that is one advantage of knowing avidya. The other advantage of knowing avidya is we know that avidya pulls us really, like it will pull us in the material realm very fast. So I have to be, my sadhana has to grow tremendously. I have to grow my sadhana more and more and more and more so that I can always become a stronger and stronger and stronger and stronger into the sadhana spiritual side. That is the other advantage of knowing the vidya. Right, so these are the advantages of knowing the vidya. The other some of the other advantages, if you're a preacher, if you know about the vidya, then you can talk to the people. We can understand them that what they are going through. So I shared one of the quote yesterday or day for yesterday, and the reason I shared, let me read. Actually, it was so powerful. What it says: if you love God, you can't hate anything or anyone. This is verse from Isha Upanishad. What verse is this? Verse 6. Our relationship with the God, Jiva relationship with the God. If you love God, you can't hate anything or anyone. If the love one offers is met with hate, this is verse. Now second sentence is verse 7. Relationship between Jiva and a Jiva. Just think, if the love one offers is met with hate, it doesn't die. Rather, it manifests in the form of compassion. Now see how powerful is that. I say that I love my wife, but when I get angry, why I'm getting angry? Why I think that, oh, she's not a good person. Why? Because I'm becoming selfish. If I truly love my wife, what should happen? It should convert into compassion. Maybe she has some genuine shortcoming, and then it should become a compassion that, oh, she's trying her best, but this is not working out. And then I'm thinking from that angle, or vice versa. So we can apply this. So if we truly love, this should be our measure. This is the litmus test whether I truly love somebody or not. When there is a negative situation, I love somebody, I'm trying to love somebody, and then I'm not getting what I'm expecting, then instead of getting mad or saying that, I don't care, is it becoming a form of compassion. Okay. So this is the verse 7. This is the practical meaning of verse 7. That is the universal love. It is not just a sentiment. It cannot be manifested merely by a shift in mental disposition. We cannot do it just by thinking, oh, I won't do it. It will happen. This is where anartha, right? Start calling it anartha. Oh, my anartha is pulling me. But what's happening? Rajo and tamo and my conditioning all together just pulls me. So I have to get purified. Once I get purified, then only my love, which is really a lust, where I'm thinking that what is in it for me, will grow into the love, the real love. And the symptom will be that it will convert into compassion in the challenging situation. It's very easy to say that I love God. Let's see that if somebody loses job, somebody's family becomes a problem, um, you, when somebody becomes very poor, still is that person is able to love the God? So that's what it is, right? That's we call those individuals sadhus. They are Mahatma. Okay, it can only come from inner cleaning. Inner cleaning, we just covered that, right? Inner cleaning and inner awakening. So this is the one of the quote I shared, right? See how powerful it is. This is Isha Upanishad playing, right? Or you can connect it with Bhagavad Gita also. The other quote: when spirituality is the basis of your life, it gives you strength, wisdom. So when spirituality becomes the basis of my life, how the so coming to the it becoming a basis of my life, a strong desire is called sadhana and seva. So through seva only sadhana is going. So then spirituality is becoming the basis of my life. Then what happens? It gives you the strength and wisdom and courage to surmount the many storms of life that could destroy a weaker person who doesn't have this foundation. So simple thing, right? You'll hear like, and this is very common. Any challenge happens, the first thing which drops is the Bhagavad Gita class. I become busy, some work has come. What is the first thing I drop? Bhagavad Gita class or whatever class I was going. And I become busy. Right? I have a genuine reason I am busy, but I could have dropped something else. I didn't drop that. What did I drop? Bhagavad Gita class. Or I'll drop Seva. Why I today, I couldn't come for cleaning. I got busy. But other thing didn't stop. So that is our weaker. That we are because we are weak. When the challenges comes in our life, our sadhana should grow stronger. That is the mark of the strong spiritualist. When the challenges come in my life, I am going towards God or I'm going away from God. That's the thing. And this is very, we can observe that in our life, we can observe other devotees, how they are acting. And then through that, we can become more determined. Okay. So this is where, okay, so I have to move. So, okay. So that was, so Vidya and Avidya, we have to learn to balance Vidya and Avidya. Okay, that was verse 11. Now, what was the next section, 12 to 14?
Sambhuti Asambhuti.
Yes, what is Sambhuti? What is the difference with Sambhuti and Asambhuti?
Asambhuti means there is no independent existence, and Sambhuti is independent existence, which is Supreme Lord.
Is it the other way around or is it the same? I'm just Sambhuti, Asambhuti.
Sambhuti is the Supreme Lord who has independent existence, right?
Sambhuti is,
As
okay,
Asambhuti is no independent
no
existence.
independence. Okay. Asambhuti is no independence.
Yeah.
Okay, and Sambhuti is independent. So one is, so this is exactly parallel to 11 to 9 to 11 is 12 to 14. But the same thing goes between some Asambhuti or Sambhuti, right? And what does the 12 talks about? So here the verse 12 talks about that worshipping the demigod is lower, right? But even worse than that is worshipping the impersonal Brahman, because that pulls us even with a deeper bottom, because there my whole goal is impersonal, where I'm degrading the Lord. So I'm worse than the person who doesn't like the Lord, right? So the people who are atheists, they don't like the Lord, but in the impersonal, I I'm telling that Lord, you are too less. You don't have shape, form, anything like that, and I'm just degrading him. That is worse, right? So that's the discussion we had. Mantra 12. Okay, so better is, of course, is to worship the Lord, Supreme Lord, and worshiping the demigod is on the lower platform. Then mantra 13 is the same thing. One result derived from worshipping the Lord, another result derived from worshipping the demigods. And 14 is balance, right? One must realize eternal Lord and temporary material world. So balance. Okay, this is 12 to 14. Then 15, 16, 17, 18, right? This is where um, the devotee is telling, the author is telling, please remove the dazzling light and show me yourself, right? And then at the end it says that, please remember, and this is 1718 we talked about, that as a follower of the Gaudiya Vaishnavism, we don't really need to think about the verse 17 and 18, because we don't want to remind Lord, oh, please remember what I have done. Okay. Why? Because we know that Lord is so kind that He will remember. He never forgets anything. He will remember if I have done anything on it. He knows that what is the right place for me. So I really don't care. Lord can send me into the deepest ocean, or He can take me with Him to His planet. Wherever He gives the seva, we will take it. We'll do it sincerely. That's our motto. Okay, and that is the verse 8 of Chaitanya Sikshastakam. Okay, so that is the another review of the Isha Upanishad today. So anything to add, say, does it make sense? So do you see the parallel between the Bhagavad Gita and the Isha Upanishad in terms of the uh, highest wisdom? Right? It is there. Krishna is telling that abandon all variety of religion. Here the devotee is telling that show me your face. So show me. I really want to have your darshan, and that can only happen if one surrenders, because Krishna it's not cheap. Okay?
Mm. Prabhuji, what
Yes.
are your reflection of Isha Upanishad and how it has helped you to grow?
So Mata is same. See,
Same
now,
question.
yeah. So I'm able to draw the parallel between Isha Upanishad message and the Bhagavad Gita, right? And it tells me that how these scriptures have been written, have been compiled to grow our faith, and how Lord is so kind that He can manifest from the different spiritual books in a way which enhances your faith, right? So definitely studying Isha Upanishad with all of you again has helped me understand the message. Like for example, the completeness, right? So completeness is still I struggle to see the Lord's completeness in everything what has happened. If because if it is, but I'm become more aware. I've become more aware of it. For example, if I see the Lord is complete in everything, then I would my remembrance of the Lord would grow. That's how I understand. It is growing slowly, but to the extent that where if even if I'm drinking water, even if I'm eating, am I able to remember the Lord? And that is not there yet. Right? So I'm becoming more aware. So to answer your question, Mataji, my level of awareness by reading the Isha Upanishad has improved. Has improved.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Anything else for anyone to share?
So in the start, you asked me why do you think it is complete? So I thought about it. So Prabhu, if you see any life cycle, like if it's a cycle, when even in science, when we study all the life cycle and stuff, it shows how complete the life cycle are. For example, in the nature, if we see like water cycle, right? How the water is evaporated becomes rain, um, then the rain comes. So all those cycle, they are by design and they are complete. Now one may say, why does tsunami happen or something? So there are also reasons for that. Uh, so I was thinking that the material world is also complete by itself. If like why the ocean waves happens, there are also reasons for that, or and there are also purpose to that as well. uh, like a life cycle of a fish. So or ocean, when there are tides and all this, it impacts all this stuff. So uh, like it's a complete picture. If you see a material world is a complete picture. So uh, just a thought on that, bro.
That's very good, Mataji. That's very good. Basically, now what what people see as a negative aspect, right? That hey, these things are happening, earthquake is happening, tide is happening, and all those. Now we can see the positive impact, right? That it this all these things has a purpose, and which is the way you are connecting it to the God, like how he's complete. Whatever is happening, there is a purpose, and it is for the completeness of the design of this world, right?
Yes, Prabhu. Even like a small, even like a thing, right? Why Earth is tilted? Why is it tilted on an axis?
Right.
To uh, so just because of that, it's rotating on that axis. It says due to that seasons happen and all that stuff. So if you
Right.
think more deeper in each and every thing about this material world, it's like a very good engineering design without any bug.
Yes, yes, Mataji. Perfect. Perfect. You brought the you brought the point home. Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you. So so let's see if my wife has added the hints. NOI,
I
NOI.
I have not added yet. I found them,
Okay.
but I didn't have
Okay.
link to the OneNote. I don't know. I think I closed it and lost it. So I was thinking I'll take the
Okay.
link from you and add it. So
Okay.
today
Okay.
we will
Okay.
add it.
Okay. Okay. Wonderful. So so
Mataji, it
let's
would be nice to hear your reflection as well.
Yes, Mataji. I think for me, the later part of the verses were very, very insightful. Again, like we read them once when we were doing our own Bhakti Shastri and read them, heard them a couple of other times. But when Prabhuji was teaching this time, I think the prayerful mood that is presented was very insightful for me because I feel that sometimes what happens is when we are doing our own. Everyday deity worship or cooking bhoga for Krishna, at least for me, I feel that many a times it has now become part of my everyday routine. And so it's now, it sometimes I do it as part of just routine. So like 10 o'clock, if bhoga has to be offered, then I look at the watch, I see it's 10 o'clock, okay, let's offer the bhoga. There's sometimes the love is missing, it becomes a duty. So when I was reading all these prayers again with Prabhuji, it brought that mood back that even like when we are serving our kids, we may be doing it with a dutiful mood, but then if we, it is actually behind the scenes, it's actually love. So I was looking at these prayers and kind of meditating on them, especially when I'm doing morning DT worship or morning bhoga preparation, because sometimes with work and everything, it just feels very dry. So I was using these prayers as a method to kind of remember Krishna and think about the fact that, okay, it is duty, but then we also have to invoke love. So that's my main reflection.
Thank you, Mataji.
Okay, so let's talk about the exams. So there are two exams. So let's decide the dates and work towards it. So how please say is the date when we should have the test.
Prabhuji, in February,
Okay, February what?
whatever work for everyone.
Okay. So I was so Mataji, I was thinking that maybe we should do um, either 1 week time or 2 week time between the exams, right? So because doesn't matter even if you if what we have seen that even if you give 1 month time, nobody studies unless like if it's very close to the exam, right? So so my suggestion would be let's not delay more than 2 weeks, right? And then maybe after that I'll look for if somebody wants to weekly, but I'm fine with the bi-weekly. also. So for example, so today is 14th, right? So if we give everybody, should we give a week or 2 week?
So Prabhuji, we have one external folk in the meeting. Did
Who
we
have?
talk? Yeah.
Who is external?
G. It says G
Oh,
only.
there's I think just Gayatri Mataji, I think.
So did we check with her on?
Uh,
So
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
yes, Mataji. So Mataji, have you joined as a G?
Yes, Prabhu. What
Okay.
happened?
Okay. So Satinder Prabhu was just checking that he thinks that if somebody from outside has joined the call,
no,
No,
right?
no.
So
basically, did we talk to him or not about
oh, okay,
introduction?
okay, yeah. So the feedback on the test, yeah, that's what you're talking about.
Yep.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, okay. So Vidyanand Prabhuji, Gayatri Mataji, do you have any? Would are you interested in Bhakti Shastri? Would you be giving a test?
Uh,
It's fine if you don't want to give the test, right? But if you want the Bhakti Shastri, you have to give the test, right? So that's the reason.
yes, yes, Prabhu. Actually, I need more time. Probably
So is 2 weeks is good enough, Prabhu?
2 weeks. Yeah, I will try, Prabhu, this time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Prabhu, 2 weeks is plenty, Prabhu. You won't be reading more than that. You won't have even the time to read more than that. Okay, so
Okay, Prabhu.
typically, like, and this is a small book, and there are hints. So we are going to give you. Have you given the exam for the Bhagavad Gita, another chapter, right? You have given the exam, Prabhu, right?
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
given, Prabhu.
So there are hints, right? So just follow the hints and just quickly go over the points. Um, so it's not that difficult, Prabhu. So it won't take time. So so
Sure, Prabhu.
yeah. So I would suggest that let's do one test that Ishopri that part one on on so either so we will decide whether is a Saturday or Sunday is better.
Let's do
Sunday
Saturday.
will be better for me
Sunday better.
because
Okay, we
Saturday
can
I'm
do
having
Sunday.
service.
Okay.
Sunday will be better. Okay, is that good
For
for
me,
everybody?
actually.
Oh yeah, I'm asking the other devotee. Is the
Yes,
Sunday will
Prabhu.
work? Sunday will work
Yes,
better,
Prabhu.
Prabhu? Okay,
Sunday works
Mataji.
better for me.
Sunday, what
Okay,
time, Prabhuji?
we can decide. How about 10 a.m.? Is that okay, or you want to do early or later? I am
I think
flexible.
early is preferable for me, but yeah,
And
but what?
early means 9 a.m.
Yeah, that should be good.
Does it work for everyone else? 9 a.m. on Sunday?
Prabhuji, from next week onwards, my service starts, Prabhuji, from 9 to 11:30 or 12 like that.
On Sunday.
Yes, Prabhuji.
On Sunday. Okay. So
It is
the,
going to start
okay, it will be starting in okay in soon. Okay, from next week you're saying. Okay.
from
So
next
so the other thing is Sunday afternoon or early Sunday.
afternoon, Prabhu. Sunday afternoon before 5 o'clock is fine with me, but check
Okay.
with majority, Prabhu.
Okay. Yeah. Will okay. So and what about the early morning, Mataji? Early morning will be too hard, right? Like let's say 7 to 9, 7 to 8:30. That will be yeah.
Afternoon,
That no, that will
better,
be challenging because that will be Maharaj class. Okay, that won't work, Mataji.
yeah.
Maharaj class goes until 7:30.
Mm,
Yes.
Okay.
Sunday, yeah.
Yeah. That won't work. That won't work. Okay. So does the in, okay. Uh,
Why don't we keep the same class time that we have? It works.
yeah.
Everybody is already
Yeah,
here.
that's
Okay.
what I was thinking.
Okay. So let's
That's
do it
what I
on
was thinking,
yeah. Let's
Prabhuji.
do it on Saturday then. Let's do it and
Yeah,
from 9 to 10:30. Okay.
yeah, that was Prabhuji.
Okay. Let's do it.
Prabhu,
Okay.
for me it will be difficult. I will be in
Okay.
pavitra
So Prabhu,
study.
you can come little later. So what time will work
Okay.
for you?
Maybe after 11:30, 12
Okay.
only I can join, Prabhu.
Okay.
I can
Okay.
do it afterwards.
Okay. Okay. So you can y- y- and if even if Mataji, if let's say both you and Mataji wants to do it later, you can do it later, Prabhu. Okay.
Sure, Prabhu.
Okay,
Sure.
Prabhuji. Sure.
So for you then, for both of you then, Mataji,
Huh.
11:30, 11:30
Yes.
to okay, okay. So we'll do like that. Okay. So
What is passing marks, Prabhuji?
what, Prabhu Mataji?
What is passing marks? What is structure of this exam, Prabhuji?
So the first test is objective. Okay, it's like a multiple choice. Multiple
Okay.
choices. It like takes half an hour, not more than that. It will be very short,
Oh,
quick. Okay. So and then the test next Ishopanishad part 2 will be writing. You have to write. That takes around 1.5 hour.
okay. And that will happen some other day, right?
Yeah. So proposal is that we do the first test on 28th. Okay. The following Saturday, and then the second test we will do on 11th of February.
Hmm.
Prabhu, I'll miss both
That
the
day may
tests.
not work. That day may not work for us.
What happened?
IC workshop. We have to
Okay,
drive to Silverdale.
okay.
I'll miss the
Okay.
both the tests. I'll be in India.
You are will India, I know, Prabhu. So, Prabhu, so if
Yes,
you are
you
willing
have.
to write early, or you can come and write later, whatever you want.
Right later, bro. This week is
Okay.
a little bit too much
ठीक है प्रभु
occupied.
ठीक है आराम से कोई दिक्कत नहीं है and then Prabhu then for the regular I think we have to work with all of you to you have to what I would request everybody to come up with a I can I can build a schedule that this is time the test is happening and then you all can choose when you want to give the test, right? So we can have maybe twice a month we will pull a date. I'll work with my wife and pull the dates, and then you can get on the bus and try to finish all your tests, right? So let's do that, and then try to finish all your tests by June, and then in parallel we'll see that the presentation and essays, all those things takes time, Prabhu Mataji's.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so it's quite a lot of work to get done. There's no final exam, but that's what it is. Okay,
Yes, no.
so
Prabhu, the objective type test, this is the first one I think of objective
this is the only
type.
one. This is the only one objective. Rest everything else is subjective,
So we need
Mataji.
just need to put the answer in this.
So is it
And
multiple choice
whole
or
book.
is it a fill
Whole
in the blanks?
both Mataji and whole book.
Both and whole book? Oh,
Yes.
okay. Oh, of Upanishad. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
the first verse.
No. And it's a very, but it's a very simple. It goes very quickly, Prabhu
Yes.
Mataji. If I remember, it was like with, if you know, within half an hour you'll be done. Okay, and everybody passes. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Prabhuji, can you please share sample of the sample questions for
So I don't know if the issue Upanishad one has any sample question. Good.
No, not for the objective one. We don't have any samples.
Yeah. So sample issue Upanishad there is no for part one there is no sample, but the issue Upanishad part two there are hints.
Mataji, create one your own sample which is not part
Uh,
of the test. So that way we get a flavor.
Okay, we'll create one sample. Okay, we'll create one or two questions so that you'll get an idea.
Yeah.
Okay, okay, and see Prabhu Mataji's essay. So anybody who's interested in Bhakti Shastri who has done all the books, um, here are the all the essays. So you can go and look into the essays and you can start writing. And everything is 400 words to 500, 550 words. Okay, and these are very good questions. While you're writing, you'll get lot of understanding, deep understanding, and it's fine to discuss the answer shouldn't be copied. You shouldn't copy like husband wife shouldn't copy the same essay, but it's okay to discuss. But when you're writing, write your own. That's the instruction. Okay. So like for example, why is yoga compared to a staircase, right? And then see, it's the second question. Bhakti Vilas Krishna Swami was a simple devotee and is not so wildly popular due to his reserved nature. Nevertheless, Nevertheless, recently two of his disciples left their body in the company of many devotees in Vrindavan Dham. His dear god brother Mandapa Goswami is always traveling and preaching extensively around the world, and many new devotees are attracted to him. Explain with the reference to the above two personality the importance of approaching a spiritual master as discussed in Bhagavad Gita. So see why these questions. So you see, so first of course approaching the spiritual master, and there are two different personalities we've been given. Sometimes we get attracted to somebody who's more famous, right? Oh, more famous, they have more disciples, then there must be a better guru. That's not the case. It's where our mind and heart is getting attracted. So two different personalities. And by doing that, he's saying that two of his disciples left their body in the company of many devotees in Vrindavan Dham. What it is telling me? It is telling me that they were they were wonderful devotees, very fixed in sadhana. Because they are when they are leaving the body with the devotees, when the devotees are there, it means it's all Krishna's arrangement. Must be very exalted devotees, right? And there his guru was not because he was reserved, so he was not that popular, while other guru is very popular, right? So when you are writing these essays, you see you will get lot of insights. So these are very just start picking one by one. My wife was very good. She was like she got an spree, and every day she was writing one essay. There was a time while I was taking a long time. I was taking maybe one essay a week, and then later when I finally improved, then I started doing. So what I say, what finally really worked every day. I'm going to write one essay every day. Then it works very fine because see, um, 20 essays for Bhagavad Gita, and 9 essays for the nectar of devotion, nectar of instruction in each Upanishad, like 2 or 3 essays for each. So Sukriti, nectar of devotion, Anya Bilasita, nectar of devotion, Sadhana Bhakti, nectar of devotion, defeat on the basis of Rupa Goswami Srila Prabhupada teaching is the nectar of instruction. This is nectar of instruction. Next is 5 is nectar of instruction, Shruti, and 6 is Isha Upanishad. Explain why a three acceptable knowledge and how does the way in modern understanding fact of theories. The three types of evidence or ways to acquire knowledge. So this is the mix of right. So multiple books can come into the play and explain briefly the 6 things unfavorable. This is nectar of instruction and use evidence of Shri Upanishad. This is Isha Upanishad, right? So we means this was one of my favorite thing actually. It took long time, but this was very nice. So you start writing. So my request will be, if you're really serious and make a goal that this year, we are just starting. This year, let's complete everything. It's going to take a year, okay? To so complete everything, and you have to be like on a roll. If you waste like oh, think that for everything I need a week, every two, oh man, it will go forever, and you won't be able to complete it. Okay, so this can go in
So there
parallel.
was Bhakti,
Yeah.
what is Bhakti Shastri exam? Like this is Isha Upanishad exam or this is
No, no,
everything?
Mataji. So I think see you are only you are with Vrajaran Prabhu, right? You are doing the Bhagavad Gita today.
Yes, not today, Sunday
Today,
afternoon.
yeah, means these days, yeah, yeah. So and what chapter you are on Bhagavad Gita?
11th.
11. Okay. So yeah. So are you giving the exam for every chapter?
No, Prabhuji, we don't have any exams there.
Oh, there you don't have any exam. Okay. So Bhakti Sastri, that the people, you get the degree after reading all the 4 books: Bhagavad Gita, Nectar of Instruction, Nectar of Devotion, Isha Upanishad. These are 4 books. Together they form the Bhakti Sastri, and the requirement is that everybody should be giving the chapter wise test. Okay. For all the books, all the 4 books. In Isha Upanishad, so Bhagavad Gita has chapter wise test. Nectar of Devotion, Isha Upanishad, Nectar of Instruction has this the few section of test, right? So Nectar of Instruction has 3 tests, Nectar of Devotion has 2 tests, and Isha Upanishad has 2 tests. So all together these tests, then the essays, then the PowerPoint, the presentation, all together that constitute the requirement for getting the Bhakti Sastri certificate. Diploma is a diploma certificate which is given by the ISKCON Sastric body. This yeah. So
Okay.
that's what the Bhakti Sastri is. Okay. Okay, so it's always good to give the exam. So there are a different level of devotee. One is that, "Well, I don't want to give any exam." That's fine. The second is, I'll I don't care about the Bhakti Sastri, but I want to give the exam because that helps me revise the concept. Right. So that's the third is, hey, let's when I'm doing it, why don't I even complete the Bhakti Sastri? Because then there's a rigor to it, and that will allow me to learn all the concepts. So we are not doing the certification for the sake of certification. What we are doing, that it will help me in understanding the knowledge a little better, and that will improve my sadhana, right? Because as we understood today, right, as I'm growing the knowledge, it is improving my faith. Faith is improving, knowledge improving, faith is improving, knowledge is improving, right? So that will help. So that's the third level who would like to do the Bhakti Sastri. Okay.
Okay, Prabhuji.
All right. So Jiva Bhakti group, I know Nikta Mataji, Satyendra Prabhu, you will be doing the Bhakti Sastri. Vidyanath Prabhu, you had given a lot of exams, right? Before your Mataji, right?
Yeah, yeah, we are
Yeah.
given
Yeah. So
we've
Prabhu,
given the
I
first.
would suggest you should complete Bhakti Sastri, Prabhu.
Yeah, some break we took actually. After that,
Yeah, yeah.
it didn't
Don't take
take.
the break, Prabhu. Just go on the flow. Go on the flow.
Yes,
Okay.
Prabhu.
Yeah, yeah. Just push yourself that, oh, I'm going to do, and just spend like 3 4 hours. If you just have like study little bit, like 1 hour, half an hour every day, it like what for us, what we have seen, Prabhu, we never studied more than 4 to 6 hours for anything, any test. Okay. After that, we were even studying less. But if you seriously go and spend time, you will be all good. Okay.
Yes, Prabhu. Yeah, yes, definitely, Prabhu.
Okay. So issue Upanishad is finalized. We will have two tests. The date is finalized. Um, 28th, and she's telling 11th won't work, so we'll work on the alternative date. Okay, so we'll maybe 12th we'll do that week. So and for the folk the timing doesn't work, we will create some alternative plan, right, which is afternoon. Okay. All right, so we'll end the class today. So next week no class. Now we will be only meeting for the exams. Okay.